My name is Daniel Reed, and this is the night everything I thought I knew about my marriage fell apart. For years, I believed my wife Claire and I had the kind of love that could weather any storm. We had a comfortable home, laughter at the dinner table, and occasional disagreements that come with ordinary life. But in the quiet corners of my mind, small doubts began to grow. It started with little things. Claire taking mysterious evening walks, guarding her phone as if it held state secrets, and smiling at messages she never explained. I told myself I was imagining things, until the night I found the truth. I had come home early from a late meeting. The house was strangely quiet, except for faint voices coming from the den. As I stepped closer, I heard laughter, hers and someone else's, soft, intimate, wrong. When I opened the door, the sight stopped my heart. Claire sat close to Evan, my teenage stepson, their hands touching in a way no mother and stepson ever should. The world tilted. I couldn't speak. They froze, eyes wide with panic, as if they'd been caught stealing the very air we breathe. My pulse thundered in my ears. How long? I managed to whisper. Neither answered. The days that followed were a blur of shock and anger. I replayed every memory of our life together, each moment now infected with betrayal. Friends told me to stay calm, to think before I acted. But calm felt impossible, until I realized that revenge didn't have to be violent or loud. It could be simple, final, and mine. One evening, I asked them both to sit in the living room. Claire's eyes were red from crying. Evan wouldn't meet my gaze. I stood before them and said, "This house is no longer your refuge. Pack what you need. Tonight, you leave." Claire pleaded, "Daniel, please, let's talk." I shook my head. "You made your choice. Now I'm making mine." There were no screams, no dramatic outbursts, just the quiet sound of bags being filled and a door closing behind them. The silence that followed was heavy, but strangely peaceful. In the weeks since, I rebuilt my life piece by piece. I learned that betrayal can destroy you if you let it, but it can also be a doorway to freedom. I chose freedom. So if you're listening to this and carrying the weight of someone else's deception, remember, your strength is not in how loud you can shout, but in how firmly you can walk away. This is my story. My name is Daniel Reed, and I will never let betrayal define me again.